Okay, once my CAD portion's all done, then I'm going to Toolpath it, take all that information and post it to my flash drive. First thing I do is go to machine type. The router we have is the Techno Servo. Once I select that, the property manager comes up here. Under properties, I go to stock setup, set my cursor because I'm going to put the bit in the lower left hand corner. My board is 3 inches high by 10 inches long. We're cutting this on 3/4 inch MDF, so that's my thickness. If I want to see my piece of wood on my screen, I hit display, and that's step one. So machine type, Techno Servo, Toolpath, and then that brings up the properties manager. Under my Toolpath, this is going to be a contour. I select contour. I should probably name it something like skills board. And then this is a little tricky, but it'll kind of make sense. When I cut this thing out, when I cut the outside of the board out, I want my bit, my cutter, which is 1/4 inch wide, to be outside of the line in my scrap wood. But when I cut these circles out, I want the cutter to be inside of them. And it's important that I have to think about how I'm going to make this before I even start toolpathing it. I have to cut these circles first because as this thing's fastened down, if I cut the board out, it's going to pop up and then I won't be able to cut the circles. So I'm going to cut the circles out first. I'm going to select them counterclockwise. And then my board itself, I'm going to go clockwise. See how it went all the way around and the whole thing turned yellow and this is going clockwise? So my board is clockwise, my circles are counterclockwise. That brings up the tool pass. It's a contour. Number 2 is a tool. I go to my tool library. We're going to cut out with a 1/4 inch straight bit. That's a lot of information, but you come back and watch it. The feed rate is going to be at 60 inches per minute. The plunge rate is half of that at 30 inches per minute. And I'm going to hit this blue check mark to apply those settings. I'm going to work my way down here. Holder, not going to do anything. Cut parameters. This is set for left. Remember on my board, I'm going clockwise. As I go clockwise, my bit will be outside. On my circles, I'm going counterclockwise. My bit will be on the inside. Okay, depth of cut. If I try and cut 3/4 inches of wood at a time, it'll break the bit. So I'm going to do multiple passes. So I select depth of cut. I'm going to put this at 0.2 of an inch. Apply those settings. Lead in, lead out, I'm going to turn off. Breakthrough, multi-passes, tabs, all those are off. Then linking parameters, I'm going to set the depth here a little bit more than the thickness of my board. Negative 0.78. Has to be a negative number. I'm all done tool pathing. I can go up here and verify it and watch it play. So there's verify. I go to isometric view, fit screen. I'm going to slow this guy down a little bit, and I hit play, and then cuts the one hole in 4 passes, the other hole, 4 passes, and then it cuts the board out. And then if I click my mouse in, I could kind of move it around to see how it's cutting. So that's how it's going to cut the board out. Okay, after I verified and looked at all of it, what I'm going to do next, go back to my top view, is I have to take all of this information and convert it to code. So this is called posting it. I click on G1. That's going to post all this information to numeric code. That's why it's CNC, computer numeric code. Let's go into the Techno. You should save it on the flash drive. This time I'm going to put it on the desktop. You should save your code on the flash drive so you can bring the flash drive out to the shop. Put your name in here, Schwartz Skill Board, and it's an NC extension. Takes all this information and turns it into this code here. And that's the only thing the CNC router reads. All right, let's go run it.